For more on Cyprus's tough new bailout conditions, we can speak to Professor Andreas Theophanous. He's the president of the Cyprus Centre for European and International Affairs. Thanks for joining us live from Nicosia. People often assume that it's mega wealthy Russians who've got the big deposits in Cyprus. How much is this new 60% figure going to hit ordinary Cypriots?
Well, to begin with, let me say that this bailout agreement is going to lead the country from recession to depression. We think that it violates all forms of economic rationality, and also it contradicts the element of solidarity. As far as the Russians are concerned, I think you find Russian investors in other countries as well, and it was an irony that after these measures, a number of German banks were trying to attract these Russian investors.
So your view is that Cypriots also will be hit by this?
I can't hear you.
So you think that Cypriots will largely be hit by this 60% tax as well?
There is no, I think the country will go from recession to depression. Let me tell you that the restrictions imposed on the banking system are harsher, worse than in 1974 when we had the Turkish invasion. I don't see the country being able to recover within the Eurozone. For Cyprus to be able to recover, it must go to the pound so that it can exercise an independent monetary and fiscal policy.
Okay,
let me also say that today, as things are, we are not in the Eurozone.
Let me ask you, the President said yesterday we have no intention of leaving the Euro. The situation, despite the tragedy of it all, is contained. But you still think that leaving the Euro is the answer?
I will comment on that. Already Cyprus is not an equitable member of the Eurozone. I would call it its Euro of third and fourth category. So there is a demand among political circles and the public at large, but I think also if we stay in the Eurozone and the recession will certainly become depression, I think economic dynamics will push us in that direction anyway.
Can I ask you, I mean, when the banks reopened...
It will be very difficult.
When the banks reopened, things were a lot calmer than people expected. There wasn't a rush, there was no violence. Given the new conditions that have emerged, do you think that's going to continue, the calm, or do you think people will react differently?
Okay. There is calm, but on the other hand, the measures are so harsh that there is not only a problem with foreign transactions, there are problems with internal transactions. Assume that there is a depositor who has who has money in the bank, and he finds, what he considers an opportunity to buy. He cannot withdraw his money to buy. So I don't see any chance of the current regime and the architecture of the Eurozone and the whole framework, the philosophy of the Troika and the measures that Cyprus will have a chance to get out of the recession. It will become a depression, and that will lead to further problems.
Okay,
and I have no doubt in my mind that this is also affecting the Eurozone negatively as well.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Professor Andreas Theophanous, for your thoughts on the subject. Thank you.